This spring, CCO is recognizing some great students with our Graduates Astound project.
Most of the nominations have come from proud parents, but tonight's grad was nominated by her proud husband. Angela Davis explains why it took her a little bit longer than usual to finish her degree.
40 years ago, Nikki Studi was a typical freshman at UW-Madison. She expected to graduate in 4 years. It didn't work out that way.
But at the end of that year, I just really didn't know what I wanted to do and thought I just need to step away from school for a while and put some thought into what I want to do.
She left college in the spring of 1969 and joined the Marines in the middle of the Vietnam War.
There were very few women in the Marine Corps at that time, but they were actively recruiting women for secretarial type of positions, clerking type of positions, and they didn't waste any time. He had me talked into it just like that.
Stationed in South Carolina, Nikki finished boot camp with honors. After being named platoon leader, she was featured in the base newsletter. That's how she caught the eye of a fellow Marine, Paul McGowan.
That's the one right there.
What did you think when you saw the photo? What is it?
That's a good-looking woman. I'm going to have to date her.
Nikki and Paul say they knew they were in love after only 2 weeks. Months later, they became married Marines. But when Nikki got pregnant, she had to leave the service. The next 30 years passed quickly. Nikki became a farm wife near Dassel and the mother of 2 boys.
We were just starting with farming, and so we were very poor, and I agreed to go to work in Dassel for 6 months to help with our finances.
6 months turned into 7 years. Nikki says she enjoyed juggling life on the farm with work outside the home. She kept chipping away at her coursework too, earning an associate's degree in 1988 and continuing toward her bachelor's. Nikki worked here at Hutchinson Technology for 22 years, regularly getting promotions and praise for her leadership skills. Then last June, she was laid off, along with 500 other workers. Now she had more time to spend with Paul and time to finish her degree, too.
So I did focus on getting back into Cardinal Stritch and finding out what I needed to do to complete my degree. I found out I only had 8.6 credits left to do, so it wasn't a huge amount.
In the final stretch, and all those years before, Nikki knew she had Paul's support.
Sometimes he would even drive me if he was afraid I was going to fall asleep on the road on the drive back and forth because there was so much going on and didn't always get a lot of sleep. And he was concerned, and he said, "I'm just driving you up," and it was really nice.
I am so proud of her. She has a lot of drive and willpower, and we're at the end of the road, and who knows, maybe she'll go for her master's.
Nikki could do it too. When she gets her business degree next month, she'll be graduating summa cum laude. She won't be hunting for a job, though. She got one last summer. Nikki went to her local jobs and training office to get help and ended up landing a job there. You can meet our other great students on our webpage. There is a slideshow along with a way to nominate an astounding graduate in your life. It's all at WCCO.com/links.
Welcome back. All month long, we've been looking at graduates who truly astound us. And age is not a factor for some of our amazing graduates. 40 years ago, Nikki Studi decided to forego the remaining 3 years of college at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. Instead, she signed up for the Marines in the middle of the Vietnam War. And then she became a platoon leader even, and more importantly, caught the eye of a fellow Marine, Paul McGowan, who would become her husband. The two got married, and then Nikki spent the next 30 years as a farm wife and the mother of 2 in Dassel before getting that bachelor's degree that she wanted. Well, after years of chipping away, Nikki will get that business degree next month. She joins us this morning with more on her amazing path to graduation. So 40 years of working on this, does it even seem real to you that you're going to walk across the stage and get that certificate next month?
For so long, you know, I only was just thinking of the class that I happened to sign up for at a particular time and really wasn't looking at the end because it seemed so far away, and it kind of crept up on me. And if it hadn't been for you allowing me to be a part of the story, which is making it really special, it just kind of seemed like it just was a little bit at a time. But it is wonderful to know now that I'm there at the end.
Well, Nikki, you shared a lot of pictures with us. We want to show people again your college photos. And you were at UW-Madison in '68. You were like any other college kid, thinking what? You were going to do your 4 years and become a teacher? Or?
My parents were very encouraging and really wanted their daughters to all go to college. And so I kind of went along with that. but I didn't really know, I didn't know what I wanted to do.
Which is why you said there were protests on campus at the time, and it made you sort of think of the military, which is why you joined the Marines.
Yes. I think that kind of led me in that direction, and when I went and talked to a recruiter, I was just talked into it. It seemed like the right thing to do to give me something to focus on while I stepped away and kind of figured out what I wanted to do with my life.
And then you became a farm wife. Did that experience in the Marines help you as you were raising your kids on the farm and sort of juggling working outside the home and working on the farm?
It certainly gave me some different perspectives on life. It was a very different life. It was good. It was a good experience for me. Yes, I absolutely think I took things away from my time in the military that have been helpful to me throughout my life.
And all along, chipping away on that degree, and I know that's got to be hard, working full-time, and then you took classes at the Twin Cities campus of Cardinal Stritch as well as at St. Cloud State.
Yes.
And the job you have now, tell people what you do now for a living.
I work at Central Minnesota Jobs and Training Services, which is a nonprofit organization that helps people, just like I was, laid off from a job, helps them to get back into a job as quickly as possible, and if they need some training to help them do that, we also help them get that training.
So I know a lot of people are inspired. You're 57, you're getting your degree, and you want people to know that, yeah, you can do it at any age.
Yes. Don't discount maybe having set it aside, go back and work on it. Because for me, it worked out very well, even doing it a little bit at a time. I was able to take work efforts and incorporate them into my school projects and take things that I learned in school and immediately apply it back on the job. So doing it a little bit of at a time isn't necessarily a bad thing. It worked well for me.
Just get it done. Well, thank you so much for driving in from Hutchinson this morning. Your husband drove with you. We appreciate it. Love meeting you and sharing your story.
Thank you so much.
And you know, you can meet other great graduates on our webpage. There are a lot of great stories. There's a slideshow there, along with a place where you can nominate someone who you think is astounding. Let us know about them. It's all at WCCO.com/links.